What up, players? Subscribe! What up, players? WarBossTae up in this mode. I got the 5-man scout squad that comes in the Space Marine Battle Force. So I'm gonna do a little review and assembly video and just let you know what my thoughts are and see what the community thinks. So here are the legs, and oh, I should probably turn on this side. You've got 5 great looking, detailed. I mean, I've seen videos of people using these legs on Imperial Guard Stormtroopers as Imperial Guard Stormtrooper legs. And although I think it would be kind of expensive just to get these, as well as the, you know, whatever else you're gonna need to use to make the IG Stormtroopers, I think it'll look really cool. We've got some kit, some grenades, and oh, these are really cool. Some rope and some grenades, some pouches. It's gonna be so much fun to build up and paint. Here we've got the heavy bolter, the left hand for it, and the little bipod, and a little backpack. And these are the 6, you got 6 heads with it even though you only use 5. I don't know if I'm gonna use this RoboCop one. It just looks ridiculous to me. Geordie LaForge. Okay, so my idea is, I was looking at the codex and first I was like, oh man, I love scouts with the models with the sniper rifles. They look so cool. And just have them camp on an objective or in the back or whatever. But then I thought, you know, with the Blood Angels, just a special rule, the Red Thirst. I mean, if you have them kitted out with bolt pistols and the combat blades that they get, which counts as a close combat weapon, then you could do some damage. Especially if you give the Sergeant one of the close combat options. I can't remember off the top of my head what he can get, but I mean, I think Power Fist is one of them, but he's also got some other. Let me take a look at my book right now. What can you equip a Space Marine Scout Sergeant with? A combi melta, flamer, or a plasma pistol, or a power weapon, or a power fist. Yeah, a power weapon or a power fist. I mean, could do some good damage with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build up my guys with these bolt pistols and close combat weapons, and I'll show them to you when I get back. Plus the fact that they can outflank if they get the Red Thirst, and I can't remember what was the name of the special character that comes with some really good special rules. I don't think it was Lemartis, I think it was because that's the Death Company guy, right? I'm just rambling, but this is almost turning into a tactics video just based on what I want to equip my guys with. Oh look, an extra bolt pistol for my assault squads. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build these guys up. We'll show you what they look like when I get back. Alright, so I built up my guys, so let's take a look at them one by one. First of all, I'm going to show you the Sergeant. Ooh, there's my little ghetto mount. I decided to kit him out with a Power Fist, and when I did that, because the Power Fist comes from the regular Space Marine sprue, it looked weird without having a shoulder pad, and then when I put on a bolt pistol, it looked weird without having another shoulder pad. So the Power Fist and the bolt pistol are from a regular size Space Marine. The problem is that with the rest of the body being a scout, it's a lot smaller, so it makes him look a lot more hunched over. Here's his close combat weapon on his back. I used every single bit of kit, so you're going to see a lot of grenades, pouches, all over all of these models. And there's him. Alright, scout number 2. Here he is with the close combat blade, pouches and grenades, a bolt pistol with a scope on it. Sorry, get you away from my paint. Some more pouches on his back. I love how they have empty holsters. All the scouts have holsters and they're all empty. Which makes me wonder, where are their bolt pistols if you equip them with shotguns? I don't know. Because the holsters are already modeled onto the legs, so they're modeled to be empty. Here's some grenades, pouches, some rope. I modeled this guy to look like he's going up against something big and monstrous looking down at him like this. I drilled out the barrels of all of my bolt pistols as well. Here's scout number 4. This kit on his belt. Yeah, I only used the scout frame for this because I'm not sure, or for all of them except for the sergeant, because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use them. I'm going to have to actually play test and figure out whether or not they're effective or not. And this guy is yelling, "Come on! Come on, do it! I'm right here! I'm right here, what are you waiting for? Come on!" He's got so much pouches and grenades and kit all over his body. He is ready to go camping, but not on an objective, because these are assaulty scouts. Ah, come on, do it now. So yeah, I'm really happy with these guys. I'm going to paint them up just like the rest of my Blood Angels with that very weathered, battle-hardened look, chipped armor, and with the paint chipped off. And gonna see how beaten up I can get them, because they have so much kit, because they're always out on patrol or infiltrating and outflanking the enemy behind enemy lines and stuff. So I'm gonna see how grizzled I can make these guys, but really happy with the way they turned out. And this will be all for now, because it takes me a long time to paint these guys. So I'll see you guys hopefully at the end of the week with the finished product of these 5 Space Marine Blood Angel Scouts. Latest, players! What up, players? Subscribe! What up, players? WarBossTae up in this mood. I thought I'd do a WarBoss tutorial on how I am doing my Blood Angel Scouts. Sorry, got something stuck in my throat. So, if you want to paint up some close combat scouts, like I've got mine armed with combat blades and bolt pistols, then just follow this WarBossTae tutorial. Here's my sergeant. He's got a power fist and a combi flamer. So when they get behind enemy lines at the beginning of the game, they can put that nice flame template over whatever he can. He has his combat blade on his back. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Death Company shoulder pad with the little Blood Angels trinkets hanging off of it. And another Blood Angels shoulder pad. Blood Angels iconography is all scratched up. I was trying to do a Blood Angels symbol and it got all messed up, and then I was just like, I'll just scratch it off. And then I don't know what happened. I'm probably gonna try to repaint it, redo over it, so at least you could see the wing blood drop underneath it, but I think for now it'll be okay. They've been fighting for how many months in harsh, inhospitable terrain, and there's a big explosion that he caught most of it on his shoulder pad. Leave me alone. I'm working hard. Okay, so first thing you're gonna need to do is undercoat your model. I used a dragon red spray from Army Painter, and this is how it came out. And then I put a little bit of Talon flesh on the face. The face is the only part of the model where you're gonna see skin, so you're gonna want to get nice, smooth, even coverage with that. Then the next thing I'm gonna do, so I don't have to worry about it at the end of the model, is I am going to base him. So what I do is I just take some regular white all-purpose glue, Elmer's glue in America, or whatever this is from Ross, and put it on the base, and then cover it with your favorite basing material. Sorry. And when we are done with that, you're gonna, while that's drying, we're gonna paint up the rest of the model. Okay, so I will see you when my model is based. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Chaos Black paint, and we're gonna paint all of the metal and black areas on the model. So, looking from the bottom, we're gonna paint his boots black. We are gonna paint the buckle on his belt black. Any grenades on his body, we're gonna paint black. We're gonna paint the chest crest black. These two tubes on either side above the chest crest, we're gonna paint those black. We're gonna paint his headset black. We're gonna paint the hair black. I like to paint the hair black first, and then if I'm gonna change it up and make it brown hair or blonde hair, then I can do that better off of a black base than without the red undercoat showing through. Definitely the combat blade is gonna be black. The skull insignia on the two arm guards are gonna be black. The entire bolt pistol, everything about it. The back grill for his armor. The headset, if I didn't mention that, can't remember. And that's it. Oh, and this little vent out the small of his back. So I am going to do that, and then I will show you what that looks like when we come back. Alright, so let's take a look at our Marine Scout. You can see he's got black on all the blacks and metals. And just want to show you so you can follow along at home with your own Scouts. I also painted the little buttons on his back panel. Don't know what those are, but I painted those black as well. And what else? Oh yeah, what I'm also going to do is some of these Scouts on their legs, you'll notice that they've got like a tiny little strap with what looks like a shell casing or a bullet casing or something strapped to their legs. So what I'm going to see that as the fluff in my army is that it's the shell casing of their first kill. So either the real one or symbolically the one to commemorate their first kill, they've collected it and they strap it to their leg for good luck. And I think that's pretty cool, and I think it's pretty fluffy, so I'm also going to paint that black. as well, and then I'm going to paint over that with bolt gunmetal when we get to it. But now let's go to the next step in the process, which is the pants, the legs. So we're going to paint the pants with Khemri Brown foundation paint that we use a lot, and we are going to paint everything except for, don't paint the straps that go for the holster or the pouches, and don't paint the cod piece in the center. But let me show you one of my finished models. So you're going to be painting just the legging parts, and here's what the back would look like. So you don't want to paint the strap for the holster, you don't want to paint anything else, just the leggings. Okay, so Khemri Brown, and we'll get it to look like that nice dark and oily color through washes later, but for now we're just going to be painting the base color, Khemri Brown, on the pants. Also, while you're doing that, I might as well give you another step as well. The sleeves, we are going to paint with Deneb Stone, which is a Citadel foundation paint. And we want the sleeves to be just from the shoulder to the arm guard. Okay, we're not going to paint the gloves, we're not going to paint the any of the small armored plates on the gauntlet. And just the arm sleeves is going to be Deneb Stone, and the fingers of the gloves, while we're on the arms, we're going to be painting those Khemri Brown as well. So let's get all the Khemri Brown stuff out of the way. Pants, fingers, the gloves, Khemri Brown, and sleeves of the shirt, Deneb Stone. Okay, we'll see you when that's done. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is paint all of the pouches Caradon Granite. So any pouches on the body, you will paint Caradon Granite. It's a foundation color. And you're also going to paint the straps on the legs that are hooking the holster to the leg, Caradon Granite, okay? And that is a Citadel foundation color, and also at the same time, if your base is dry at this point, you can also put the Caradon Granite on the base, because that's going to be our base color for the base. So Caradon Granite on the pouches and on the base. Hey, one thing I forgot to mention were these straps on the arm guards. I painted them Khemri Brown along with the fingers of the gloves. Okay, so now that we've got our cloth and just about everything different colors other than the red armor, which we're going to do in a little bit, done, we are going to go on to the metallics. So for metals, we're going to paint the tubes above the chest crest. We're going to paint the headsets. We're going to paint all the metal parts of the bolt pistol, like the barrel, the clip, the metal part at the back of the gun, the that pistol grip, the center part of the scopes for the bolt pistols, as well as the belt buckle. The buckle, just the buckle part on the strap for the leg. You don't want to paint the middle part because that's the belt. And if you want to get really into it, then you can go for all the little buttons on the pouches. You also want to paint the skulls on the arm guards, the back grill, and the back piping, as well as the combat blade. So let me show you a finished model to show you what I mean. So as you can see, he's got the headset, the tubing, the metallics on the bolt pistol, belt buckle, the buckle on the leg, and the combat blade and the skulls on the arm guards, as well as the grill and this back vent. Okay, so we will see you when that is done. Alright, so as you can see, I also painted the scope of this guy's bolt pistol. I used some blues, so I think it was Regal blue, and then in crescents I used Hawk turquoise, ice blue, and then Space Wolves gray, and then a little dot of skull white in the upper corner there. Let's take a look at our guy now. Oh, I forgot to do his headset in bolt gunmetal, but I'll do that in just a second. Everything else is, all the metallics are painted. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take Bad Black and we are going to wash everything except the armor. So the pouches, the pants, the metals of the bolt pistol, the metal all over the body, and oh, and not the face either. With the face, you're going to wash with ochre flesh. The combat blade, you're going to do Bad Black, so we're going to give everything a kind of dirty, washed feel, and the grenades as well. You're also, if I didn't point out earlier, the straps on the arm guards you're going to paint Khemri brown, like the gloves. I think I might have said that. I don't know. It's been a long day. Okay, so I'll see you when the Bad Black and the ochre and flesh wash are complete. Alright, the next thing we're gonna do is optional, but if you want, you can re-highlight the pants and the pouches to take away the dirty look. And I did that with some of these guys just to make their slacks pop a little bit more. I re-highlighted with Khemri brown. So not too much of a highlight there, but and the patches with Caradon granite, but it is something. So that's an option for you to follow if not. Then the next step we're going to do is we're going to edge the armor plates with blazing orange. So you're going to take blazing orange and you're going to highlight up the armor plates, the edges, like by the shoulder pads, the arm guards, the hand guards, the edges of the chest plate, right at the bottom there, the sides of the torso piece, and the backpack, the little scout backpack as well. So find any hard edges and use blazing orange for those. So we'll see you when that's done. Okay, while I was highlighting up the legs, I also took the opportunity to use the Khemri brown for the base, the rim of the base, as I was working up the pants again. And when I was working with the blazing orange, now is also the time, after you've finished line highlighting, or even while you're doing it, to find places where you want the armor chipping if you're going for a weathered, battered, battle-hardened look for your Space Marine scouts. This is how I do it. I take the blazing orange and then I mark out where in the lines, when I do my edge highlighting, where I want to have the battle damage, the chipped armor effect. And so I will kind of be random about it, but I'll highlight in random splotchy areas. So once you're done with that, the second part of how you're going to make your battle damage obvious is you're going to take Caradon granite, or Caradon granite, however you pronounce it, and you are going to paint in some of those splotches. So you want it to be pretty random, as the armor chipped effect doesn't have, you know, a real set pattern to it. But let me show you what one example of one of my finished scouts. So as you can see, I painted in the chips very randomly, and I painted in the lines with the blazing orange, and it gives the effect that some parts of the armor are more chipped and worn than others. And the great thing about highlighting it with the orange is that it draws your eye to it a little bit more than just if you were to go with the Caradon granite. Okay, let me show you one more. So pretty much on the rims and the edges, any hard edges of your armor, but also you could put some inside or in the inner parts of the armor, like here in the back plate. So that's Caradon granite for the chipped armor effect, and we'll see you back when that is done. So here is my battle damage Space Marine Scout. I think he turned out pretty well. I also re-highlighted up his face using Talarn Flesh and then a little bit of Deneb Stone mixed in to get the highlights done pretty well. And just to show how tired these scouts are, I took a little bit of Leviathan Purple and I washed it into the bottom eyelids. What this does is it allows you to not have to worry too much about coloring the eyes. I mean, if you really want to go in and get the fine detail in, then you can color in the eyes, but what the Leviathan purple does for you is it shades into the eye sockets. It gives a very tired, worn out look, and it allows you to not have to worry about painting in the eyes because there's already some shading in there. So from far away, from table distance, you won't be able to tell that you didn't put in the work to really get into that tiny little areas for the eyes, which, you know, all the Space Marine Scout heads are squinting anyway, so it doesn't really make too much sense to me. They're all gonna come out looking bug-eyed if you paint as, you know, as I do, which every time I tried to paint in these Space Marine Scout eyes, they came out looking really bug-eyed. The little light by his headpiece, I decided to paint in a yellowish color to offset the armor, and also because I'm using blue for the scope of the bolt pistol, and because I just got done playing Deus Ex for PS3, and this orangey yellow color is a very predominant theme throughout the game, so I thought I'd do a little homage to it there. That is pretty much it, I think. I also re-highlighted up the sleeves with Deneb Stone. I don't know what else there is to do. Oh yeah, let's paint the hair. Let's do a little painting of the hair. I'm gonna paint the hair blonde. If you want to stay tuned for that, I was gonna do a WarBossTae tutorial on how to paint blonde hair. So stay tuned for that, and then after that's done, we'll show you the finished model, and I'll show you a little bit on how to do the basing so that it gives him that red planet feel that my Blood Angels army has. Okay, so I'll be back in a bit when this guy's got some blonde hair. Alright, now that our scout is back from the salon with his nice new blonde hair, we're going to finish him up. With the base, we're going to do a light dry brushing of bestial brown. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us that red planet, weathered, worn look that I'm going for with my Blood Angels Force. So this is totally optional at this point, but what I do is I put it all along the rocks at the base, and also along the boots, and even the bottom of the pants, to make it look like they've been working and fighting a lot in this kind of climate and atmosphere. So this is definitely up to you. If you want, you could also dry brush if you want to go for a more conventional urban look. Then instead of using bestial brown to give it that redness, I would go with Deneb Stone or bleached bone. Anything like that would work, but for me, we're going to use bestial brown all over the rocks at the base, and also the boots, and like I said, a little bit of the pants. So I'm going to go off and do that, and then we'll finish this video up and send these scouts on their way. There you have it, players. A fully painted up, weathered, war-beaten, battle-worn Space Marine Blood Angel Scout. I'm going to leave the shoulder pads bare, not put any iconography on it. I might later put some script with a fine detail brush and a lighter color, probably Deneb Stone maybe. I've not really decided on that yet. I know I definitely want to make them stand apart, especially my sergeant here with the power fist and the combi flamer. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, WarBossTae tutorial, and I used the same techniques that I used to paint this one scout that I just went over with to paint all of these boys. I only gave some of them different hair colors. Here's the other blonde in the squad. The other two guys I gave dark brown hair and black. Here's a lighter brown for the sergeant and black hair for this one guy. So, if you have a guy with rope, this is the only different thing probably. I painted the rope Calvin brown and the little hook bolt gunmetal to hook it to his belt. But other than that, all of the techniques that I taught you for painting this one scout will do for all of them. And I suggest, oh no, he fell down. I suggest if you have a small enough pin vise or a drill that you drill out the holes of the bolt pistols just to make it look more authentic and realistic and awesome. And yeah, have fun with these guys, and I'm gonna probably see if I can pick up another box of 5 regular Space Marine Scouts and go for the combat blade and bolt pistol, just because I kind of like the idea of using them as a more assaulty kind of force. And if that doesn't work, then oh well, you know, there's it looks cool. I had fun painting them, converting this guy up, and I think they look cool. So if it was any other codex, I'd probably have them equipped with sniper rifles and camping objectives, but kind of like the in-your-face manner of these scouts and the way that I painted them kind of makes you pay attention to them when they're on the battlefield, and hopefully will take some bullets away from the other elements of my army. There'll be a little bullet magnet for a turn or two. But thanks for watching. Please leave me some comments and like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and let me know what you'd like to see next. I've got some Malifaux coming up and another Night Lords video, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So thanks to all the people who've been commenting. I like to read my comments. I like to respond to all of them if you haven't noticed, and I really enjoy making these videos when I can. And what else? Oh, I'm saying a lot, so sorry, I'm gonna try to cut that down a little bit. The ear infection that I had from thanks to Papa Nurgle slowly going away, so thank you to all the people who've wished me well, and for all the nice compliments everybody's been giving me to get well soon. Apparently it's just a really bad eardrum rupture, and it's just taking a while to heal, so still haven't gained my hearing completely back yet, but the doctor says should be coming back soon. So thank goodness for antibiotics, a lot of bed rest, and stuff to keep my mind occupied, like these Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Scouts. Alright, so thanks for watching this WarBoss tutorial, and we'll see you in the next video.
What up, players? Subscribe!
What up, players? WarBossTae up in this mood. Gonna show you today how to paint quick and easy blonde hair for your line troopers. There's gonna be more steps in this if you want to do character models, but for your regular line troopers, we are going to show you a technique that's really easy and simple to do and really effective on the battlefield. The finished product will look like this. Okay, so that's what we are going for. So the 4 paints you're going to need to use are all Citadel paints. We have Citadel Foundation paints, Calatin Brown, snakebite leather, sunburst yellow, and deneb stone. First thing you're going to do is you are going to make sure that the hair you're painting over first is black. So chaos black is a good starting point, base coat to use. So just paint over all the hair that you want to paint black, and then the first color is Calvin Brown. So I'm going to paint Calvin Brown on this guy's hair, and then we'll come back and show you the step after that. Alright, so the next step we are going to do is painting over the Calvin Brown with snakebite leather. So we're going to go do that. Snakebite leather, I'll show you what it looks like when we get back. After you've got your snakebite leather, you are going to make a mixture of snakebite leather and sunburst yellow. And just a little bit of sunburst yellow. You can really mix it to your own preference. You don't want too much because we don't want it to come out too yellow. So you always want to have more snakebite leather than sunburst yellows, just to give it more of a tinge. And at this point you want to highlight more of the front edges and the sides, and not so much the entire hair, piece of hair as you've been doing with the other layers. Okay, so again, that's a mixture of at least 2 to 1, probably better 3 parts to 1 part of snakebite leather and sunburst yellow. Okay, so your blonde hair should look something like this at this point. The last step in the process is we are going to add a little bit of deneb stone to our previous mix of snakebite leather and sunburst yellow. And we only want to hit the real edges and put some highlighting on the tips and near anything where the light would hit. So like up here at the crest of the head and on the sides where the hair is being, if you have a model with an earpiece or a headpiece, then anywhere where the light would hit as the hair is being moved aside by the hairpiece would be, or by the headpiece would be good. Okay, so again, that's deneb stone mixed into our previous mixture of snakebite leather and sunburst yellow. Alright, and there you have it. The amount of deneb stone and how much you put on the hair will determine, how blonde and light colored it is. The main tip is that I would say is that you don't ever want to go too yellow, because yellow will look a little bit too fake. If anything, you want to go lighter with the deneb stone, maybe add in more deneb stone or even some bleach bone or skull white. Okay, so there's my WarBoss tutorial on how to do blonde hair. Hope you liked it, and we'll see you in the next video.